Redding has 8 conservation properties with hiking trails that are well maintained by the Redding Trails Committee and their legion of volunteers. There are detailed maps of each of these properties' trails on the town website. The town forest has many trails with many entrance points, including by the Compost Center on Grove Street and at the field by the Wood End Elementary School. The Abajona Headwaters Trail in the Mallet Conservation Area has a Y-shaped trail from Lowell Street to Willow Street and from either Lowell or Willow to Hunt Street. Bear Meadow in the Matera Conservation Area has several trails with several entrances, including kiosks on Main Street and on Pearl Street. The Billa Conservation Area leads to Lobbs Pond Mill Site and Marion Woods and has parking and an entrance on Mill Street. The Evergreen Trail leads from Kiley Drive to Charles Street. Higgins Conservation Area runs from Birch Meadow Drive to both Hensey Street and to Criterion Road. The main entrance to Kurchian Woods is at Kurchian Lane, which is off of Franklin Street. The main entrance to Sledge Woods is on Pasture Road, also off of Franklin Street. You can take a trail that leads from Kurchian to Sledge and back. Pinevale Trail has kiosks at Pinevale Ave and at the Center Ave entrance. Today, Alan and I will be taking a trail from Kurchian Woods over to Sledge Woods and back. Greetings from the trail. He's Alan.
And she's Ace. Today is Thursday morning, January 25th. The temperature is about 42 degrees. There's a little bit of snow left on the ground.
And we're here this morning at the Kurchian Lane entrance to the Kurchian and Sledge Woods trails. So let's go.
Footing is not too bad. It is a little bit icy, but it's okay.
It's trash pickup day in this neighborhood, so there's a lot of background noise, but not for long. Look at this beautiful bridge work.
Trail committees do such a great job.
We do. With help from the Boy Scouts a lot, and some other groups. Right now we're following the yellow trail. We'll have some choices up ahead.
There's both a red and a blue trail through here. We can show you that on the map. This woods has a special meaning for us. We knew Bobby Kurchian very well. And it was his father, Harry, that more or less donated property. And it's like a little town forest. It's a pretty extensive area. He took me on a tour once, Bobby, and told me all the different places that meant something to him in his childhood. He showed us the place where there was a hermit who lived out there, and a trail that people used to traverse all the way from Pennsylvania up to Maine. Maybe we can show you that later. Walking up a little bit of a hill here. It's funny, the cameras never quite show the steepness of the trail. It's not overly steep, but I'm a little worried because it looks a little slippery up there. But we got the right footwear on, so it shouldn't be a problem. Up ahead you can see one of those yellow blazes showing that we're on the yellow trail.
We have some choices here. There's the white trail, which would probably get us to Sledge Woods faster, but we'd like to be out here a little bit longer, so we're sticking with the yellow trail for now. And we'll cross the pipeline. What did Bobby tell you about the pipeline, Alan?
Pipeline is the route people used to use hiking from, I think it was Pennsylvania, all the way up to Maine. Kind of like an Appalachian Trail, but a little bit shorter. He said that he used to come out from his house and visit them as they went by. He'd camp out and watch them as they come by. Sometimes they would camp on their land out there. Imagine owning all this land and having this as your background playground.
So when his father owned it, it was farmland?
I assume so. Well, it doesn't look much like farmland. What I said earlier, his father more or less donated to the town. I guess they actually sold it at a fraction of its value to the town. I don't really know the details. Coming up to a junction here.
All right, we've got the red trail and the blue trail.
What do you want to take?
So Alan's leading us on to the red trail.
The red marker. Here's the gas line that I talked about. This was what people used to use as sort of an Appalachian Trail type route. So you can look left and right. This is where Bobby Kurchian used to come out and visit the hikers. I wonder if people still hike it.
I've been in here a few times. I've never seen anyone going in that direction. But you never know.
Maybe that's one of our future hikes, huh? Down to Pennsylvania? Up to Maine?
Oh, so many trails. So little time. Look at this scenery here. Wow. Reading is so lucky to have
groups of people who are dedicated to preserving open space. We've got the Conservation Committee, the Open Land Trust, Town Forest Committee, and of course the Reading Trails Committee.
We're here at another junction. You can see we could either go left on the blue trail or right on the red. Since the right eventually will head us over to Sledge Woods, that's the way we're going. And there's Ace up ahead of me already. What's this structure coming up? Oh, it's a house. You feel like you're way off in the wilderness, but you're not really.
Still following red up the hill. That must be Fairchild Drive.
I think so.
Up, up, up.
Okay, you're right. That's Fairchild Drive over there. Another name from our past. We knew John Fairchild very well.
One of the nicest guys in the whole world. Both Bobby and John were nice people. And how do we know them?
From the hot spot.
They were regulars at the hot spot.
Hot spot was our little coffee shop, breakfast and lunch shop on Haven Street in Reading, which was owned by Ace. They were both regulars. Should be coming up to that intersection soon to go left over to Sledge Woods. But first we have to cross back over the pipeline. And here's the pipeline.
So we just did a little loop there.
Yeah. There's the pipeline sign right there.
Yeah. And we came through up there. Now we're going back.
Okay, what's All Trails saying for our next turn?
Looks like a slight bend here. And then it's a ways. Then we have a ways to go before we actually make the left towards Sledge.
Okay. another little hill coming up. These hills wouldn't really be anything at all, except it's a little icy. Okay, here's where the red breaks off, but we're not taking that, correct?
Right.
All right, we're going straight. All right, there wasn't really a marker there, was it, to tell us to come this way? Well, we just determined that we are on the correct path over to Sledge Woods and the Nichols Wood Lot. We're now on the blue trail for a short time, though. That wasn't really well marked, was it?
No, it was a blue, and now we're on the orange.
Now we're on the orange. I can see that.
Now, if we had taken the orange when we first saw it, we would have come straight here, but we would have missed all that.
We would have missed the gas line and all that.
Yeah.
Part down toward Fairchild Drive.
Right.
So it was worth it.
This should take us right to Sledge.
Yeah. Sledge Woods is actually a separate conservation area from Kurchian Woods, but they're attached. And then the Nichols Wood Lot is an open land trust land, I believe, which is attached to Sledge Woods.
Okay, Alan, there's another Reading dignitary you can tell us about. What kind of stories do you have about Ben Nichols?
Ben Nichols, he's the one that the Nichols Wood Lot is named for. He was like the Mr. Conservation, Mr. Boy Scout in town. He lived to be 100 years old, or actually just beyond. And he was known by everyone. He was a town meeting member for years. He seemed to know everything about everyone and where they used to live. I used to serve on the Open Land Trust board with him, and well into his 90s he was still taking me on hikes out into some of these places. In fact, I got to talk at the opening of the Nichols Wood Lot. He was another great guy. He would happily take anybody out into the woods to show them these trails.
How about the time he took you to, what do you call it, perambulate the town?
Oh yeah, every few years the select board has to perambulate the town, going from all of the various points along the borders. And he was not on the member of the board, but he was the expert, so he was always taken along on the perambulation. And one time he invited me to come. It was fun, not only just to do it, but much like Bobby Kurchian, he had so many stories to tell about every location. I think I'm going to put the camera away until we get down this crazy hill.
You better do that.
Phew, that's over. Now, have a nice flat walk to the end. That was nice. Little tricky. We are still on the orange trail.
Nice little bridge coming up.
Ah, that's Nichols Wood Lot. Isn't that nice?
Another thing about Ben Nichols, he liked to keep the names of places, what the original names were. There was a movement on to name Sledge Woods after him, but he would not hear of it. It was Sledge Woods. And even the town forest, there was some talk about naming it after him, but he didn't want that. I believe the Nichols woodlot is not even named for him. I think it's his ancestors that owned it. We're crossing the pipeline again?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we really supposed to be doing this a third time?
Yes.
Okay.
Really,
All right. Oh yeah, there's the red trail over there. Okay.
orange, actually, I think.
You're right. It is orange. Yeah, I'm tempted to do this all the way to Pennsylvania.
I'll meet you there.
We've crossed the pipeline again, and we're on the orange trail heading over to the Nichols woodlot. In fact, I think we're now in it. I hear a woodpecker off in the distance.
Yeah. It's so distinct.
Okay, we're coming up to another little kiosk here. A little bridge before we get to it. The Eastern Coyote.
And there you have it. We have followed the orange trail, Sledge Woods kiosk.
Okay, so we crossed out of Kurchian Woods, which is Reading Conservation Land. We cut through the Nichols woodlot, which is owned by the Reading Open Land Trust. It's a private, non-profit group that bought various, or had donated to them, various pieces of land around town. It's like an adjunct to the conservation area. Right now, we've crossed through the Nichols woodlot back into Sledge Woods, which is another conservation land. This mostly is just a driveway to a house that you'll see back here, but it is public, so you can walk along it. We're going to go down to the entrance to Sledge Woods, and then we're probably going to cut back and head back to the car after that. Right, there aren't really any good trails through Sledge Woods, and I'm sure you can bushwhack. And there are some semblances of them, but for the most part it's this long driveway and this one house way out in the middle of it. We're going to go down to the formal entrance down here and take a picture of that. Must be quite a house to live in. It's almost like an estate. You have all this public land around you that virtually nobody walks through. I like all of these little piles of boulders. What do you call those? Well, it's a cairn, but do they have some other formal name? Nope, she doesn't know. Kind of sloppy. Imagine having to shovel this driveway.
Yeah.
And as we come around the corner, we come to Pasture Road, which is the entrance to Sledge Woods. We've actually done it in the reverse, but because we were going through the Kurchian Woods first. But we will show you the sign to Sledge Woods up here. You can see the back of it up ahead. All right, we just arrived at the end of Pasture Road. And I'm going to turn around here and take a picture of the sign. Sledge Woods Conservation Area, Town of Reading, in cooperation with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. With thanks to Michael and Phyllis Locke in 1997, and the Reading Open Land Trust, which owns a parcel called the Nichols Woodlot, in honor of Benjamin E. Nichols in 2007. With that, I think we now have to head back. Is that right?
I think so.
All right, we'll back up the driveway.
We're at the Sledgewood entrance now, and we need to head back to our car, which is on Kurchian Lane. So we're going to take that orange trail right back to the yellow, and the yellow back to the entrance. And leave the blue trail for another day. Okay, Alan, for our next history lesson.
You notice the blue trail, which we will take the next time, gets fairly close to the Feeneman Ice Pond, which is Reading Open Land Trust land. It's probably easy to get to it from Main Street, and there are no real trails there, but we could probably venture out into it a little bit, take some pictures. Henry Feeneman, who it's named for, was the first president and basically the founder of the Reading Open Land Trust. Ben Nichols was the second one. Now, I mentioned earlier that Ben made it to 100 years old. Henry did as well. And I remember when Bob Nordstrand became the third president, he asked, is it required that you live to be over 100 and keep the position? And we assured him that wasn't part of the deal.
Is our first set of orange blazers to take us home. If this looks familiar, it should. It's where we just came from. And here we go, over the pipeline again. What's this, the fifth trip?
I think it's the fifth time over.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
You still want to go to Pennsylvania on it?
Seems like we should have been there by now.
And here's a turn coming up. I remember this from the way out. But now we'll head up this way.
Back to the Grand Junction. Hello, goes left. Back to the car.
Alrighty. We're in the home stretch now. Here comes our last landmark on the return trip, the beautiful bridge that will take us to the parking lot, practically. And of course, you can see more houses, so you know you're back towards main roads, back towards Franklin Street. And the end of the trail. What'd you think, Alan? Did you like it?
It was great, great. Just looking at the map to see where we went today. Started right here at the Franklin Street Kurchian Lane entrance. We were down the yellow. And let's see, we went down here across the combination of blue and orange, I guess, or is that red? I can't tell. Well, it's blue and red, excuse me. Across the pipeline, and then down here by Fairchild Drive, up across the pipeline again. Then we went on this little unmarked piece over to the orange line, down around here into the Nichols Woodlot, which is a Reading Open Land Trust property. Pretty much cutting through that all the way down to this driveway, which is an extension of Pasture Road. We walked down to Pasture Road and then back up again. Then we took the orange line across the pipeline again, then up here all the way orange until yellow, and then we took the trail back to the car. And here we are.
So I'd say it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.